That would be the thing.
All right. Can you guys refresh again and see? Oh, it looks promising on my screen. Things are looking like they're doing stuff.
Did you put a title in?
Ayo.
Yeah, we
Yes,
live.
I see it.
We
are
live, boys.
live on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, so if somebody wants to just copy that link and send it to the Discord.
I gotta mute because I'm hearing it live and then hearing it on a delay. Okay, let's put that somewhere. Announcements?
Yeah.
That's a funny picture.
All right.
Okie dokie.
That is funny. Oh, well.
Yeah,
Ready?
I just recommend not watching your live stream as you're going because it's a few seconds delay. You might.
Yeah, and it'll kind of throw
I
you
keep
off.
seeing that in the corner of my screen. It's kind of off-putting.
Yeah. I just want to keep it up for the comment section just in case someone says some stuff. But anyways, all right. 3, 2, 1. Hey, it's Wild Josh from Geek-Cetera, and I'm joined by Kyle, Chase, and Ezra. And we just watched the sneak peek of The Mandalorian Season 2 that was on Monday Night Football, and we're going to talk about it. So, Chase, I know you've been dying to talk about it, so let's go to you first.
Is it October 30th yet? Is my first question, because I am so excited. I think that this kind of answers some of the questions we had.
Wait a minute.
What?
I'm sorry. You're excited?
For Mando Season 2.
So this, wow, something that Chase doesn't think is a cash grab. Cool.
I didn't think Mando was a cash grab when they came out with Season 1, and it's Season 2, so either way. Super excited. I think this answered some of the questions we had from the first trailer breakdown that we did. I think number one for me being that did not sound like very friendly X-Wings because they were telling the Razor Crest to stand down, and then he was doing an awful lot of crashing. I think for me that was the number one thing that I was like, okay, that answers that. So not only is he not friendly with the Empire, he's also not friendly with the New Republic. So that will be interesting to see. I don't want to just like run through the entire thing, so
can I pause you there?
Yeah, please.
I just thought it was interesting that they called out the ship by name because his ship is supposedly like off all records.
That's
right?
true. That's a really good point.
Well, wouldn't it still be registered though, or at least have some sort of marking on it?
Well, here's the thing. Did they call it Razor Crest?
They called it the Razor Crest, yeah.
So I was hearing people talk about this, that Razor Crest is its make, and it's not necessarily the name of his ship. We don't necessarily know the name of his ship yet.
Okay. Well, that would make sense.
Interesting.
So they could just be calling it the make of his ship, Razor Crest Stand Down, or whatever they were saying.
An X-Wing.
Yeah, exactly. And not necessarily that is the name of his ship.
It would make sense if it said more like unidentified Razor Crest Stand Down or something like that, but I'm okay with that. Sounds good. That's
No, I agree.
Yeah, that's an answer I can accept.
So that we see like his crew starting to form, which I think is cool. I think that was one of the things that I was hoping to see is like a crew form around, and they have
his here on business.
Yeah. Did anyone catch? And I don't know what vehicle they were in. It could have been the Razor Crest, but there was Cara Dune and the Mando, and then the blue-headed Mithril guy.
The first episode.
I think it's the same one from the first. I mean, it could just be the same species, but I would be surprised if it wasn't the same guy.
Yeah, to me it looked like the same creature, as in not just the same species, but the same dude, which is very interesting because last we saw him, he was frozen in
the bounty.
Carbonite. So
sorry.
Yeah, so that's an interesting story. Maybe that bounty was somehow connected to everything that's going on, and they went and got him back or rescued him or something like that. I don't know.
Interesting. I don't know.
And then another thing that I thought was interesting, and I didn't let you guys. Ezra, do you have something you wanted to say? I don't want to cut you guys off, but
no, I don't have anything right now.
And
go ahead.
Kyle.
No, I was just thinking about that. I was making sure. Yeah, he collected that bounty
with the Mon Cala and we've seen him on what is potentially Mon Cala in the first trailer breakdown. So I feel like there could be some correlation. I just don't know what it is.
So I was curious, or I thought it was interesting because when we were doing our reaction and discussion of the first trailer that we got, we kind of thought that he was seeking out places to go where there might be Jedi, but it seems like he's actually going after places where there might be Mandalorians, which changes everything. That may not be Ilum then, because I don't know why Mandalorians would be on Ilum.
Yeah, I can see that. Aside from the fact that there's one Mandalorian who was still close with a Force sensitive, and that would be Sabine Wren and Ahsoka Tano.
Right.
That's my one connection between the Mandos and Ilum. So I don't know where entirely to go with that. I was thinking about that as soon as he said Mandalorians. I'm like, okay. And then it brought me back to your wrestler lady, who we think might be Sabine from that first trailer.
That would be cool.
So
I think it could be Sabine.
Interesting thing, and it's very off topic, but we get to see the shooting missile things in this trailer. In the other one, we didn't get to
Whistling
see
birds.
The whistling birds.
But we
yeah.
knew they were there, right?
We knew they were there though, because he activated them on his wrist. He was like, shoot.
But we saw them. So
we saw the other side of that, right? Because when that happened, you see like
Baby Yoda's
the child is all in his
and,
little manger thing, all closed up.
Noticed the difference this time, but when he said the child goes with me, it was kind of like a different pacing, which is really hard because you can't necessarily lip sync the Mandalorian because he's got the helmet on, so you can't see what he's saying. But this time, he said the child goes where I go as the whistling birds or whispering birds, whatever they are going off. In the previous trailer, he said it before he activated them.
Well, it just goes to show they can really edit like however they want the trailer.
Yeah.
So reading into it like too much is definitely a danger. But yeah.
Do you think we're gonna have any Saw Gerrera type moments from the trailer in watching the series where Saw has like hair and then he's bald? Like, I don't think it'll be that bad.
No.
Well, I was thinking even with the scene where the Mandalorian is flying through that crevice and the ice planet, and we get the X-wings chasing, and we hear that Razor Crest stand down. That could be even like just them trying to throw people off the scent and taken from a completely different portion or of the show.
No, that is a really good point.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like you said though, it's tough to know when there's helmets involved. You can just
because
just re-edit the audio.
Just that thought is kind of like the fact that we see him going and gathering a crew. What if when he says, "I'm here on business," isn't to Greef Karga and Cara Dune, because they know that he would be there on business. What if it's to that lady that we saw on the planet that knew how to fire the blaster in that farmer village? What if he's gone back and has gathered her into his party? Because I feel like they kind of left that story off in a way where they could continue with it.
Like why would he?
I feel like it's weird that he would say, "I'm here on business" to people that he routinely did business with. Like,
right.
I'd be like coming on the podcast if he went back "Hey guys, I'm here to record." Like, I don't know.
And whereas if he went to that village, she might think, "Oh, he's returning to stay here forever." Like
he's bringing the kid back to be safe at any of these things.
Mm.
So maybe he does go back and recruit her. That's an interesting theory. I like that.
In the last episode of the first season, the Mando with Greef Karga, IG-11, and Cara Dune and the child all meet the armorer, and the armorer then has that conversation where she says, "You must find his kind," and he goes, "How will I know?" or whatever, and she says, "This you must determine." All the words that were from the first trailer of season 2 actually came from that conversation in the last episode of season 1. So it's interesting that he would now be saying, "I'm here, like I'm been quested to do this," and telling Greef Karga and Cara Dune that, like, they already know that he's been quested to do that.
This is sounding more and more sound the more we talk about it. I like that.
So I think it's just them messing with the audio and
Mhm.
using audio that might be in different parts and putting it sooner or later or whatever, just to kind of get it so people can't really know what's going on in this trailer. But
And, I mean, they've done that before. Like, I don't remember if it was you or Kyle who said that in the first season's trailer, they edited out, the cradle that the child was in. And after you said that, I went back and watched it. I'm like, you're right. In those scenes where it's supposed to be, it's not there. So they can really throw anything that they want at you.
Right.
And you have no way of knowing.
So we have some comments in our YouTube. This is one of our first. This is our first YouTube live for Geek-Cetera, anyways. So forgive us if we're make some rookie mistakes, but we're trying our best. And some of the comments I noticed that the Mag Race 26 says Akbar Camino ? So I'm curious if they're thinking maybe that I don't really know what they're trying to get at that.
Me either.
But then Space Kid at 11 says, honestly, the hooded wrestler lady in the first trailer looks kind of like Sabine in her 20s and 30s. That time frame would line up with where we're at, right? Rebels took place.
It was before
Rogue
Rebellion
One.
Founded. Yeah, so before Rogue One.
And she was a teenager.
Yeah.
So I think the timing kind of works out because this is 6 years after Return of the Jedi. 6 years or 9 years? I can't remember exactly.
I thought it was 6, but I don't remember.
I think it's 6 years. Yeah.
I thought it was 3.
I honestly thought it was 5, but 6 sounded closer.
Yeah.
All right.
We did the math last year, right? Because it was
15
years. Well, yeah, it was 15.
Jeremy says it's 5 years.
Boom.
After.
Nailed it.
So that math works out that where she would be probably in her 30s at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we don't know exactly the definitive age she was in Rebels, but.
So I guess there's a few more things that makes me think of then. So we didn't see this hooded figure in trailer number 2.
No.
And one thing that we had talked about earlier was, will we see Ahsoka? And we didn't see either that hooded figure or Ahsoka. So.
Nope. And we didn't see a Rex, and we didn't see a Boba, and we didn't see Cobb Vanth.
So as far as
Cobb.
like Easter egg things in there, I didn't see much. There was no close-ups on the speeder bike because I saw a scene with the speeder bike, no close-ups, so we didn't see his helmet. There was no things that were really teased or hinted that looked important as far as the hooded figure. And the first trailer really gave us more teases and potential Easter eggs than this one did.
Here's the thing, I'm sure there is, but we just watched it, so we haven't had time to fully go into it yet. So
there was one thing I noticed, and I sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Kyle. You can go.
No, you go, because I have something I really want to riff, so you go first.
Okay. Early in the trailer, I think it might have been one of the first scenes, you see a boot step into the frame.
Yeah.
And the boot has what looks like code cylinders all around it.
Yep.
And it reminded me of Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
And his armor. And let me grab something because I have a Boba Fett.
Oh, you might be right.
So while he's grabbing that, or maybe it won't take that long. Never mind. I thought you were getting up from your desk.
I thought he was leaving.
No.
So I'm gonna dovetail on that.
Sorry, the cheesy Boba Fett I have doesn't really have that much detail.
I'm gonna dovetail on that because I'm thinking Boba Fett too, and it's because of the line. Yes, I saw that too, but it's because of the line about seeking out Mandalorians. And I'm gonna go back to a conversation we had earlier about the Mandalorian, where Ezra and I were talking about how would it work to have Boba Fett in there and it be organic.
So
go
ahead.
And we talked about Boba Fett being a villain. So what if Mandalorian doesn't know Boba Fett's not a Mandalorian, and he has some ulterior motives going on, and it's not the whole series? Maybe it's just a few episode arc where the Mando befriends Boba Fett, but we as the audience get to see that there's something else going on with Boba, and over that arc, they he's grown to trust him. But then in comes Sabine. Sabine, uncovers that, hey, he's not really a Mandalorian, and then there's like a mid-season battle where he kills or Boba Fett gets away, but they can make it organic where he is a villain, where it fits in that story where he's looking for Mandalorians. So maybe the Boba Fett feeds him some bad info, and it actually works out in a kind of an organic way. So I'm agreeing with you now that I think Boba Fett could really work in that. That scene made me think of Boba Fett too.
I like that theory.
So the issue I have with it, and it's not with the story or the theory itself. Like, I think that would work. But where are you getting the code cylinders from on Boba Fett's armor?
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I was just thinking
Because I'm looking at his legs, and like, so he's got these pouches that look at first like they could hold code cylinders. There's only like 2 on each leg, but they look like they hold like knives or like other things. Like, it doesn't look
I
like
just didn't remember those being on the Mandalorian's armor.
I don't remember them being on
they're
his armor either.
A new edition, or it's not the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I think it might just be a new addition to it. Well, no, I think that he did have them in season 1.
The code cylinders run as
I think
really?
he did. I think he did, and I think they might not be code cylinders because they don't look long enough. I think they're casings.
Are they the shells to his gun? That
Yeah.
he has,
Weapons
maybe?
are his religion.
Yeah.
Good.
But when you were saying that, Kyle, I like that where you're going, but I don't love the man that Boba Fett being a villain kind of thing, and it makes me wonder if it's possible that in his quest to track down more Mandalorians, he comes across who we know has Boba Fett's armor in canon at this point because of the Aftermath series of books. He comes across Vanth Cobb, who may be that trying to trick him into thinking he's a Mandalorian, even though he's not really a Mandalorian.
So I just want to
And
know,
in that process, somehow reconnects that armor with Boba Fett.
I want to know
Because maybe
why,
Boba Fett's redeemed himself.
But I want to know, why don't you think that why don't you want Boba Fett to be a villain? Because
I just don't.
Boba Fett
I
has
don't.
never, ever in Star Wars done anything good. All he did.
Yeah, but he's always done stuff for money. He's never been like it's like a
he's
Han
never
Solo
been
type
personally
character where
vindictive. No, but he also has never had that redeeming arc that Han has. So I like the idea of keeping him as a villain, not villain. That's not a word. A villain, because Star Wars fans, for some reason, we just kind of latched on to Boba Fett as being cool because he was a Mandalorian, quote unquote. Now we have a real Mandalorian. We don't need this old one. So, like, there was no reason for us as a fan base to like him as a character. So I'm fine with them keeping him as a villain, or officially killing him off in canon rather than just yeeting him into a Sarlacc. But I like Kyle's theory. I think it would be good.
But
You mean my theory?
Was it your theory?
I mean, originally, yes, but
both. You combined theories.
I do want to hear what. So why do you not want Boba to be a villain? Is it only because you like the character? Because I do.
No.
I just want to. Okay.
I just don't think we've gotten anything villainous from him in his backstory. So for him all of a sudden become like the bad guy.
So
I mean, if he was being paid to do something, then
we have. He tried to assassinate Mace Windu. That's villainous.
He was being paid to do that. Though.
No,
it was all
that was
because
a personal
no,
vendetta.
that was a personal.
That was a personal
very
vendetta.
much personal
Wait,
vendetta.
when did he try to kill? He was
Clone
a kid
Wars.
You not
when he
watch
came
Clone
across.
Wars?
Oh,
Yeah.
in the Clone Wars series.
He blew up his entire ship several times.
And
he tried to kill him.
Well, that's because he killed his dad.
Yeah, exactly. That's
very,
what
very
good reason.
vindictive.
All right, but anyway.
And
so,
also, we do have Space Cadet 11 in the chat saying that he would also like to see Boba Fett as a villain. So we have the fan vote.
I think it works. I think it really does. Something that I wanted to mention, and that I can't believe we haven't mentioned yet. He gets a jetpack.
He gets the jetpack at the end of season 1.
Oh, did he?
The armorer gives it to him. She asked him how his Phoenix training is.
Yeah, she gave it to IG-11 and said, "Give this to Din Djarin when he's well."
Right. Well, he uses the jetpack. We haven't seen him use the jetpack yet, have we?
Didn't he use it in season 1?
All right, fine. I need to rewatch it.
Jeez. It does look very cool, though. I'll give you that.
It looks cool.
You should reread what Space Cadet's saying now, because he's saying, I didn't say that. I just said I could see that happening.
It's semantics. You'll
it seems
take
like you're siding with
you'll
me.
take the words that I put into your mouth and you'll like it.
Okay, Joel, what do you want to see then?
I would rather see the Vanth Cobb character be the bad guy. I think that would be cool.
I think
I think that what's his name would play Timothy Oliphant would play a pretty cool villain. But
So the only thing is, not Mando. Boba Fett's not a Mandalorian. It would just fit in the story because he is a villain to the Mandalorians, even if he's not a villain in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But we don't know what's happened to him in the last 6 years. What if he was redeemed himself?
All right, we got
somehow?
anti-hero. Joe said anti-hero.
But not having to but he was never a man. It's not like he was was he exiled?
His father was a Mandalorian that left the order.
Yeah, Jango Fett was technically exiled, I believe.
Yeah,
was he technically exiled, or did he just take the armor? I can't remember.
No, he was trained, at least in EU, he was trained by Death Watch.
Yeah, doesn't Duchess Satine say something about that? I'm trying to think of
Does
Clone Wars
Duchess
now.
Satine's opinion matter, really?
She's dead, so no.
Yeah,
but she was the ruler of Mandalore, so I think she was talking about how as a Mandalorian people, they exiled him. But Mandalore as a creed, I don't know.
Things that I'm wondering, because, like, yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
let's analyze these pictures. I don't think we can show them on the screen. All right, but let's look at these legs. So here are the Mando's legs from. So we're looking at the Geeks Only picture. I don't know, Chase, if there's somehow to put these up, but you got these are the Mando's legs, the top picture.
Yeah,
so those cylinders are on if the right leg.
Let's. Yep, this is professional YouTubeisms.
You really can't put it up. There's no way.
How do you expect me to do this?
Download it and open it, and then.
And how do you expect me to configure my OBS without any pre-warning?
They're
definitely not Boba Fett.
There's sleuthing going on. This is the right leg. I'm reasonably certain that the cylinders are on the left leg in the shot below.
So you think they've switched legs?
Well, why? Like, why does that matter?
Because I know the top one is Mando. The second one could be a different character, so it could be Cobb Vanth, Boba Fett. Someone.
Well, if you look at it, that could be left leg back and right leg forward.
No, I'm watching the video right now.
Oh, really?
The way that he's walking.
So he's walking.
I'm with
it's
Kyle.
The opposite
Even just
leg.
look at the way that his legs are bent.
I'm more inclined to believe it's a costume error, but
you think it's a continuity?
Oh, you're right. No, you're right. It's left leg. You're right. It's left leg. But still, I really.
Here's something that actually kind of kills it for me.
Yeah.
If you can see.
Oh, you uploaded it.
Mandalorian's weapon.
Yeah, you definitely can see it right there in the shot.
Rifle. Yeah.
So that's the Mandalorian.
Typical pulse rifle.
Thank you, whoever works in the costume department. you've
So he just switched legs.
You've wasted 15 minutes of our time.
So he just switched his leg, or is it the same leg still? No, it's a different. It's now on the left leg.
It's semantics.
It
At this point, we're just.
There's a pulse rifle that kills Kyle's theory.
Unfortunately.
No, I'm still gonna stick with it. I think it would work.
You think it's a different character?
You think somebody else has a pulse rifle?
No, it's not a different character.
Maybe I think the top one isn't Mando. I don't know.
I don't know. For some reason, I guess I just never really noticed it.
Anyway.
But it was very brought out in that shot. It was very seen.
I still want to talk about something that we didn't talk about too much in the first trailer. We touched on it, and same in this trailer. We still saw no Moff Gideon, no Darksaber.
Yeah, that's really depressing
and
to me.
I feel like with the way that they ended season 1 with setting up Moff Gideon as the primary villain, and they used, I forget the guy's name, or the Imperial guy who wanted to see the child.
Oh, the client.
Yeah, the client. But they used him as like the small villain to set it up, and then they're bringing in Moff Gideon as the big villain, and they haven't shown us any of that big villain.
I wouldn't be surprised, Chase, if they save it for the finale, or like they save it for the very end of the season.
Do you think he kind of plays like a Thanos role though, and is in like 1 or 2 episodes every season?
Potentially, like they show him building up or trying to track down the Mando or
he's
whatever.
Like, fine,
yeah,
I'll do this myself, and
yeah, he grabs this gauntlet and it came out of nowhere, and yeah, I think that might be it. You're onto it. He's gonna snap at the end. Half of the Mando is gonna die.
half of the Mando, yeah.
I was waiting for the reaction.
Do we know we know they're working on a season 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they got
basically
up for
confirmed that
season
as soon
3.
as they confirmed season 2.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they wouldn't. So yeah, I wonder if Boba Fett is going to be the small villain and Moff Gideon is the big villain.
Yeah, or Vanth Cobb, either.
Which is kind of funny to me because I wouldn't necessarily say that Boba Fett is a small villain, and not even especially not in regards to Moff Gideon. I don't think we know enough about him to really say that though. But
I feel like the way that they did season 1 was 3 tiers of villain. So you had Grief Karga and the client. I feel like was like the middle tier. They set up Moff Gideon as the big tier, and then each episode kind of had its own challenge. So there's one where he had to rescue the guy from the Republic prison. So that was its own challenge. The Mudhorn / Jawas are kind of a minor villain. So what if, our Vanth Cobb or Boba Fett is kind of our mid-tier villain? We still have Moff Gideon as the high tier, and then each episode is still kind of like a one-off adventure type thing.
Yeah.
I just was thinking about it more, and I feel like he's going to go to Vanth Cobb, who has the Boba Fett armor, thinking he's a Mandalorian and is going to be able to help him. He's going to realize that he doesn't know what he's talking about, and somehow figure out that Vanth Cobb's going to squeal and say, "Yeah, it's not really my armor. I got it. It was Boba Fett's armor." He's going to take that armor from him because he's so this is a religion to him. It is disrespectful for a non-Mandalorian to have Mandalorian armor. So I think he's going to take it from Vanth Cobb, and he's going to reunite it with Boba Fett.
I'd say you could put the hold on even just not the armor itself, but maybe Beskar.
You got so close there, but you lost me.
Yeah.
You don't think he's going to try to reunite it with the person that he considers the real
but it's also an insult for Boba to have the armor.
I think.
Well,
he has Mandalorian blood at least, and it was his armor.
If anything, he would try and find the armor and get her to melt it down and use it for more foundlings. By the way, I think that you could stop and say maybe he doesn't just see it disrespectful to have the armor, but I think he sees it as disrespectful for Beskar to be in anybody else's hands. Because when he brings the Beskar to the armor, she's like back where it belongs.
Right.
So,
is Boba Fett's armor Beskar? I feel like it's not.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have that question too. Like, was the Mandalorian's original armor wasn't Beskar? So they do have other armor they can wear.
Someone in the comments is Boba Fett's armor Beskar, or is it plastisteel or whatever? Durasteel.
Built to last, Durasteel.
That one. I'm going with that.
That's a good question.
So, I mean, I did raise this in the comments with Joa, but talking about that pulse rifle, he thought maybe it could just be like a third imposter kind of deal, and it really is Boba Fett. But Boba Fett did have the pulse rifle in the holiday special, and the Lego holiday special is being released by Disney Plus around the same time that they're releasing Mandalorian season 2.
So you think it's Boba Fett with the pulse rifle in the?
Yes. It's like a sideways spoiler. It's spoiler without context.
I don't know about that one.
I can't I really wish.
Nope.
I really wish the costume department was perfect because.
But what if it is?
It's not. It's a costume error. It 100% is a costume error.
I don't know necessarily that it's costume error, but I think it's a.
Well, okay, but the thing is, it's the
something over
exact same like calf thing that is on. Why would it be the exact same one? Like
maybe
This is
his
the way.
maybe his boots can go on either foot, and he just put them on the wrong foot.
No,
That
but
Well,
like
it's
I'm
not-
thinking that
it's
could
not
just
a-
be like a strap thing, like a holster.
it's a strap.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
So-
like so. But why would Boba Fett have the exact same one? It's like I don't think
Because they're besties.
they're not. No,
Sorry, now I'm just picking on you.
I think it's a costume error. I'm gonna go with the costume error thing. If you're right, I'll be happy for you, but I'll also
way.
be mad.
Aside from costume errors, I do want to go back to something Josh said probably like 15, 20 minutes ago now.
Yeah.
About it
What'd I
not
say?
thinking that it's Ilum. So what snowy planet are we on now if you don't think that's Ilum? Because if we're not going with ties to the Jedi,
I don't know, but there's been multiple planets. It could be right. There's the
Yeah.
planet at the end of the Clone Wars series. It could be. There's Hoth, although we don't really see crevices like that in Hoth.
no.
We do see them in Ilum, but I'd be surprised that the New Republic would be around Ilum when we know that the First Order or whoever's the remnants
The
of the
Empire, yeah.
Imperials are still working on Ilum so closely.
Mm-hmm.
If the New Republic had a presence there, I feel like they would notice what was going on.
If they knew that anything was going on, I don't think they would let it get to.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is the
Star
TIE
Trek, yeah.
fighter are the TIE fighters on Ilum? Because I don't think they are. I think
it
it's
looks like that's the ice planet. We're not going to call it Ilum, but the ice planet is where he crashes, and it looks like he crashes.
yeah.
Chase.
I think it's a convenient jump cut. I don't think the TIE fighters are actually on the ice planet.
I 100% agree with Ezra because like you don't see a lot of snow in the background of those, and same with the first trailer. Like when you see the TIE fighters or you see those Imperials, it's all gray and dark, so you don't get much of a feel as to where it is.
Yeah,
But it doesn't look white and snowy.
So the TIE fighters are in this like. Yeah, see, there's no TIE fighters chasing him when he's crashing around on the ice planet. There's no TIE fighters behind him, or X-wings, X-wings rather.
The X-wings don't look like they're making him crash on the ice planet, and same with the TIE fighters. So, I don't know, but still, I don't.
It might not be the same planet. I just don't know what the Mandalorian tie to. Yeah, it's true that too as well, right? I just don't know what the tie would be to if he's chasing down Mandalorians or tracking down Mandalorians, why they would be on.
Well, he's not necessarily tracking down Mandalorians. He's tracking down Jedi because he's trying to return the child. But, so he could be trying to find a Jedi temple, which Ilum would have.
We thought and said in the first trailer breakdown. But
Josh,
now we're saying
about his end goal, not what he said. So his end goal is still to find Jedi. He's looking for Mandos.
If that's the case, then it very well could be
to help him find the Jedi. So Ezra's saying it still could be true is that those Mandos could have led him to the Jedi temple on Ilum, where he runs into this Empire/First Order and gets into trouble.
Yeah, that's absolutely possible. I'm just saying, if he's going to Ilum to look for Mandalorians, if we're to believe that, then I don't know why he'd be going there to look for Mandalorians.
No, I don't see that.
But could there be in somewhere? I don't know this. Could there be a Mandalorian planet that is icy?
Could it be the moon of Mandalore? It's icy there.
Concordia?
Is it?
Yeah, Concordia, that one.
Bang, pulled that out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Good job.
Is that a nice planet?
It's a nice planet.
Then it could be there.
Did you watch the Clone Wars? Or
I mean, it's been so long.
Do we know exactly how many planets and moons and stuff there is in the Star Wars galaxy?
There's
not
a lot.
Much because
a bajillion.
Diego is the planet of 1,000 moons. So
and not only that, Kyle, but every new movie they make up a new planet, like like Exegol. Which where did that come from?
Obviously the Wastelands or the Forbidden Zone. What do they call it?
Yeah,
unknown reaches.
Unknown regions.
Hey, Logan's in the chat.
Skadoosh.
What's up, Logan?
Yeah. But yeah, it could be an entirely new planet.
Oh, Joel, what you got?
There's also I feel like the chance they've been trying to keep this to like planets we've known. So actually no, because they made up. Why can't I remember the name of the planet they were on in the first one?
What did Joa say about Boba Fett's
Hot
armor?
take, look at the general discussion.
Oh yeah.
What,
In
the Beskar armor?
Boba Fett wears Beskar
Yeah.
armor.
Oh,
I had figured
he
that.
does. What? Well, this is EU, right?
No, this is new.
Oh.
I have this comic book. It just came out in the spring.
Good
Well,
for
there you go.
you. So that answers my question.
Mm-hmm.
It does. So there's nothing about the history of Concordia after the Clone Wars, so it could still exist.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Empire did to it because they controlled Mandalore, right, for a long time.
If they went on a Mandalorian purge entirely, they could have done a lot of damage. You know, stuff that flex tape couldn't fix.
So I've been doing a little bit more looking at the two trailers, and it's definitely a costume error.
Is it?
Going back again, because if you see,
I like that we're still on this.
Mandalorian has
We're
a tattered,
36 minutes in.
he has
A tattered cape.
and I've linked his tattered cape to the above picture as well. So it's completely a costume error. Like, we know it's not Pedro Pascal who plays the Mandalorian like as his body. So
well, not 100% of the time.
Whoever that guy was just doesn't know how to put on his boots, apparently.
Well, I think it's not the boots. I think it's a strap that goes around your leg and not necessarily attached to the boot.
The hard part about the hard pill to swallow of it being a continuity error is that it made the trailer, and like the trailer is the most like scrutinized thing that they put together. So
honestly,
like,
I wouldn't
see them making a continuity error if it was just like some background scene that like, you know, but like in the trailer, it's like, man, if it really was a continuity error, it's like someone lost their job.
I wouldn't be surprised if we look at this trailer and analyze it way more than the people who actually make the trailer do. I doubt they actually look at it that much for that kind of thing, that small little detail.
Agreed.
Well, obviously they didn't think we'd.
They should hire
It's
Kyle.
the first scene of the trailer.
They need to hire Kyle because Kyle can look over everything and be like, he's wearing the strap on the wrong leg.
They're like, look, we can only give you a part-time position for your theories, but if we roll that into watching all of our trailers for continuity errors, we can give you full-time and benefit.
When they explain it in the season, then we're all going to be able to point at Ezra and laugh.
You're right. Funny. They're totally gonna explain that. It's gonna be like the scene with C-3PO. He's gonna come out and be like, "You must be wondering why I'm wearing this on the wrong leg."
Did you recognize me with this on my wrong leg?
Oh, you must have thought I was Boba Fett.
I'm sold. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Oh boy.
All right. So I don't have anything else to say, I don't think, about that trailer.
Oh, I will most certainly once I watch this like 8 more times.
I've been watching it over and over again right now.
You know what's interesting? I don't have anything to say beyond this. But you know what's interesting? And I don't really recall because I wasn't part of this first discussion. But we haven't really talked about what's going to happen with the child or any like theories or anything. I think he's going to get a little bit more development. I don't know what.
Did you see the picture, the shots of him? He did look a little bit more, not like much older, but he looked a little bit more mature. If that makes any sense. He looked taller almost. Did anyone else notice that?
So I feel like something needs.
No.
His neck looked longer. I don't know. Like he looked more stretched out.
I think that something has to happen to him in order for him not to show up in
the sequel trilogy,
episode 7.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I was thinking about the name. All right, whatever.
Major
Force
retcon.
Awakens.
Yeah, Force Awakens. Because like,
Find out he was there all along. We just didn't notice.
I think he either needs to die or be sent very, very far away. Which I don't think they're gonna do the die thing because
they
that's
probably
way
kill
too
it.
dark.
What if this entire series is just a backdoor explanation for how Maz got Luke's lightsaber? And so you're saying, oh yeah, the child isn't tied to the sequels, but what if the child finds the lightsaber and has some
Where?
amazing journey in season 3?
Okay,
I'm done. Okay, let's stop.
Wait. I have it. I have Chase.
It's a backdoor retcon. It's amazingly beautiful.
That's
You
why-
can't even see it.
That's why the X-Wings are flying around the clouds. Because they're going to Cloud City to find the lightsaber.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
still falling. The lightsaber is still falling
Officially canon.
with the hand.
Oh my gosh, because Cloud City is so tall. It's still falling.
This podcast hurts me in ways that I
And
cannot
the
describe.
child is just gonna like raise his hand one day. It'll be there. Like, I got it. I told you I'd get it.
All right, I got nothing.
Okay.
I was going somewhere, and to summarize what I was going to say is that I think that the thing is going to lead up to going to the Yoda's homeworld and dropping him off there, and it's going to be way, way out in the uncharted areas of space, and he's going to stay there, and then that way we don't see him again ever.
I think that's good. And
until
they
he-
live happily ever after.
They bring him
Yeah.
to Earth, and he
Yeah.
becomes the next Avenger,
No.
and thus our shared movie universe.
Shared movie universe. He's gonna be in the ET sequel. All right, I'm shutting this down. All right, well, that's it. What did you think of the trailer? Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for joining the audience. It was cool that you showed up. We had a few in there, and they were interacting and commenting. So thanks for that. And until next time, this place is This is no place for a child. There you go.
No disintegrations.